What's up, guys? All right, so I got little man to bed. So a couple of you guys have been asking me, like, is this like peptides I've taken before? No. Here's why. Okay, so side note, so I got introduced to peptides, the world of peptides, probably like a year and a half ago. My buddy Justin was just getting jacked, and I'm like, bro, what's up? Like, this is just getting annoying. And he's like, bro, peptides. Now, he also works out. He also eats right. He also goes to bed early. He does all the annoying things that people that are ridiculously ripped do. But he was like, I take peptides. And so I'm like, tell me more. So that caused me to dive into the world of peptides. And so I started taking synthetic peptides. So this is what one of them looks like. So this is tesamorelin and ipamorelin, which is a really powerful combo, especially for men. But really, it's good for everybody. It helps with human growth hormone. It helps you build lean muscle. It helps you target visceral fat. It's phenomenal for you, right? But here's the problem, okay? Number one, I have to take it with a syringe. So I take it like this. And they also just kind of have like weird usage schedules. Oh, God, I just stuck my finger. Oh, see, that's the problem right there. I just now stuck my finger with the needle. This is the problem with synthetic peptides. Now I'm being a little bit dramatic, but I did stick my finger with a needle. It wasn't cool. And nor was it planned. I don't ever try to inflict pain in order to entertain you guys. But anyways, so this is a synthetic lab peptide, okay? And the reason why it's a synthetic lab peptide, and because you have to inject it, the reason why is that a peptide is a long chain of amino acids, okay? It's a long chain amino acid. And so this has to be injected because then what it does is it bypasses the liver and it goes straight into the bloodstream. So like, for example, Ozempic. A lot of you guys have heard of Ozempic. I just bent that needle. Look, see, this is the other problem. That needle's bent now. See what I'm saying? So now I got to redo it. This is the world of injectable peptides. That's why we're so excited about what we're doing. Although I don't hate on this world. That was my bad. Hold on. I got the whole bag. This is what these bags look like. So the founder of MAKE Wellness, when he was originally looking at doing this, he's like, maybe I'll do like an affiliate model for synthetic lab peptides, because anyone who's ever used peptides, like, they freaking work. You know what I mean? Like Ozempic, for example, it works. The only problem with Ozempic is there's so much muscle atrophy. Like, a lot of people that get on Ozempic, especially if they have significant weight loss or they do it too quickly, is they lose like up to 40% muscle, which is also not good, because what you got to understand is muscle equals health, muscle equals energy, muscle equals longevity. Does this make sense? So you want to protect your muscle as you get older. In fact, we can link almost every chronic disease that people get as they age to the loss of muscle. So the fountain of youth, if you will, is to preserve and protect lean muscle. Does this make sense? So I'm going to tell you about the synthetic peptide first. So what the synthetic peptide does is, if you think about your DNA is like the lock. Your DNA holds all of your body's possible expression, how fast you are, the amount of lean muscle mass you have. All those things are expressed by your DNA, okay? And what a peptide does, if your DNA is the lock, a peptide is kind of like a key that can communicate with your DNA. So, this particular one, it has to be injected because the peptide strand is too long, and it's very, what's the word? It's very, like, not uncontrollable, unstable. It's very unstable. And so what you got to do is you got to take out a syringe like this, and then you got to stick the needle in there, turn the bottle upside down. And then I have like really weird usage schedules. Like, this one's like every 6 days, but not on the 7th. Some of them are like, every Tuesday and Thursday, but not on a full moon, like weird usage schedules. So there's all kinds of synthetic lab peptides, like MK177, BPC157, tesamorelin, ipamorelin, Ozempic is a peptide as well. Currently in your body, you have 7,000 peptides that we've been able to identify. Currently, with current science, we can communicate with about 8 of those DNA receptors. Does this make sense so far? And so historically, with synthetic lab peptides, you would like stick it in your stomach and then squeeze, and then, okay, you're done. And you got to do it on a fasted state. And so this is how people have been doing peptides for the last 30, 40 years. Now, when you eat a steak, when you eat chicken, there's peptides in it. There's peptides in nature. There's peptides in plants. There's peptides in animals. you consume peptides all the time. I don't want to stick myself with this needle, but you consume peptides all the time. But by the time they get into your bloodstream, they're basically broken down into amino acids. Your body's enzymes break it down, all that kind of stuff. So, originally the founder of this company was like, maybe we'll do like synthetic peptides, but the problem is they're super expensive. Like tesamorelin, ipamorelin is like $500 to $1,000 a month. I think Ozempic's like somewhere in the 1500s. Like it's no joke, And so that's not really a mass adoption idea, right? So the big idea was, is there a way to identify peptides in nature that we could possibly get into nutritional supplements? Well, the two founders of the company found this lab that had been working on this very thing for the past 10 years. In fact, this lab's had over $100 million invested into it. And number one, they figured out a way to identify peptides in nature where the peptide strand wasn't too long to where it could be encapsulated supplement-wise and orally ingested. And now, these nature-derived peptides, are they therapeutic peptides? No, it's a supplement, right? Like the other day, someone asked me, how does this compare to, like we have a product called Fit, right? Fit gives you 4 times the protein synthesis. It gives you 103%, performance recovery. It increases your performance 47%. These are based upon clinicals, right? How does that compare to tesamorelin, ipamorelin? It doesn't. This is a synthetic lab peptide. Does this make sense? So a better comparison is, how do the nature-derived precision biopeptides that we're coming out with compared to supplements? And the answer is this. There are many great supplements, okay? I've been selling supplements for 24 years. It's not like when we come out on November 1st, with customers, it's not like all of their supplements are just obsolete. It's not like that at all. But what this does is, when you can put a nature-derived precision biopeptide into a supplement, now you issue in the era of the super supplement. Like, just for example, with lean. Lean is amazing. So we've got 6 products. One of them is called lean. I've kind of told you a little bit about Fit. So lean, the average person in clinicals lost 6% body fat. Okay. There's a lot of ways we could do that, though, to be fair. 65% of the weight they lost was around the core, which is where everybody wants to lose it. That's pretty cool. What was remarkable is people continued to lose body fat for 20 consecutive weeks after the first initial use. That's pretty cool, right? Here's the most astounding thing about lean, is that there was a 0% reduction in muscle mass index. Guys, that's a breakthrough. Okay, that's a health and wellness breakthrough, to be able to lose body fat while preserving your lean muscle tissue. This is the opposite of Ozempic. Again, not against Ozempic. Ozempic serves a purpose, This is just different. Does that make sense? Like, you're not going to hear me say with our products, like, this is a natural Ozempic. It's not. It's different. What we do is we also help to kind of communicate with your body's receptors, but while you're taking the product, you're satiated, meaning you're not like, it kind of helps control your blood sugar. You're not as hungry, but you're also not irritable. Does that make sense? And then while it's doing that, it protects your lean muscle mass. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say we're entering in the era of the super supplement, because until now, supplements couldn't do this. You know what I mean? Like, to this level that I've ever seen anyways. And maybe there's some out there I'm just not aware of, But man, this is like super exciting. So we've got those 6 products. And so this is going to be a great alternative for a couple people. One, if you own a med spa, stuff like that, like, for example, if you have patients on Ozempic, they have to take a break in between. Those clients can do lean in between, or if you take peptides, you take synthetic peptides, then you can do this as a supplement. The one thing that you'll learn about people that do peptides is people that take peptides love peptides. You're not going to meet anyone that's like, yeah, I tried peptides before. It didn't really work for me. Like, no, bro, peptides work. Absolutely. So people that already take peptides, again, like maybe you're already taking tesamorelin, ipamorelin, well, then our products will be a supplement to that, right? And then maybe you've always wanted to do peptides, but you don't want to be stabbing yourself with a needle or poking yourself in the finger with a needle. Okay, cool. Got you. You can do the first in the world ingestible oral peptide. Does this make sense? So I'm excited about this personally, just because this particular product has more research and money invested into it than any product I've ever personally marketed, since I've been doing this for 24 years. And I've marketed some dang good products that are still great products, right? but this is just another level, and that's why we're so excited. So hopefully that kind of explains you, because you'll hear some people sometimes are like, those are not peptides. And it's like, honey, like, yes, they are. You're thinking of synthetic lab peptides. These are nature-derived peptides in, supplement form that can be taken orally, that don't have weird usage schedules, that are actually affordable. And that's why we're so fired up. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys.